Thank you. Thank you, Daniel Horowitz, for your last great video with us and for resuming our travel tips from the Travel Master, My Heritage's own genealogy expert, Daniel Horowitz. Thank you again for joining me and giving us some more travel tips.
My pleasure, Valerie.
So, besides packing our underwear in our shoes, you're not going to live that down.
Yeah, I know it. But it really works.
Hey, I'm doing it. So now I want some more insider tips that, first of all, there's got to be some mistakes that you've done. Sometimes we just learn things the hard way. So what's something that you've learned like, oh, I am never doing that again?
Well, I have a couple of tips and things that I really regret. In one of my trips, I didn't check the weather. It was a huge mistake, especially because I hate cold, and it was cold and raining, and I actually had to buy some jackets and some protections against the weather right there. So make sure that you're always checking the weather, extended forecast, even 10 days, even if you're not planning to stay that long in the place. And make sure that you check all the places that you are traveling, not only your final destination, but also the places where you may be doing connections. Bad weather can affect your connection, and it's always good to know about it.
That's a good tip, and be checking into that.
Talking about connections, also always try to allow enough time between those connections. Sometimes the airline will tell you, oh yeah, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half is enough. We're going to do you the reservation. I personally prefer like very long connections, and I take advantage to go out and visit the city, or maybe even giving a lecture here and there if a society is willing to host me. But allowing you enough time, not only like to go out, but to go from point A to point B in those airports. Today in Europe, airports are huge, and sometimes you need to go out from one terminal and go to security to the other one.
Delays and gate changes and things like that. So it's always good to have that extra time so you're not sprinting.
And the other thing I have in mind that happened to me is I didn't do my homework, and I didn't check the opening hours and days of the archive. I spent all that money traveling to a country, which I'm not going to mention to embarrass myself too much, just to arrive to the archive and figuring out that specifically that day, it was kind of a holiday or some special day in the country. The archive closed it earlier than expected. And I just arrived there to see everybody going out and say, oh, yes, we are working half a day today. So definitely, you need to do your homework. You need to check the times of the archive or the places that you are planning to visit.
Oh, that would be so disappointing to go all that way, make all those plans, and then not get any time to do the research you were there for. So that's a good thing to check into. Lots of times you can check into the archives websites, and they will tell you lots of times of their hours, but also special holidays and things that they might be closed for.
Drop them an email. Just tell them that you're planning to visit on a specific day, and maybe you can hear from them if there is any special holidays or change of plans.
Oh, thank you. That's a good tip. Okay, so what is something that you are like, oh man, I am so glad that I did this?
Oh, well, this one is practically related to technology, and again, talking about doing your homework. I like to use Google Maps and the street views and see how outside of the hotel or how the buildings or the archive look like. So when I am actually there, I will recognize the places and I will have this sense of deja vu. But it's very useful, especially if you need to look for a store or a convenience store or any restaurant. If you virtual travel with Google Maps, you will be familiarized with the area by the time you land in the place.
That is brilliant. I'm definitely going to be doing that. So, can you any other travel tips that you want to share that you think that we should know before we go?
Well, not if you're going to London or to the United Kingdom, but Norway, I do know, and I actually used it a lot last year when we had the My Heritage Live conference over there. It's the Google Translator app. It works not only with speech recognition, meaning that I could talk to the phone and the phone will translate it and tell the waiters what I wanted to eat, but also with the pictures. So if I'm in the street and I'm seeing a sign and I don't know what it says, I could point the camera of the phone to the sign. It recognizes the text and it gives me the translation right away. So definitely make sure that your phone is charged and it has the Google Translate app installed over there.
That is perfect. I'm definitely going to be telling Mer to do that when she gets to Norway. So, any other apps or technology things that you found really useful?
Uber. I know it's very useful in the States, but also in Europe. And if the country doesn't allow the proper Uber to work, normally what they do is they connect it to cabs. So it's an easy and very convenient way to order a transportation. You don't need to take care of parking the car. So if you're concerned about renting or using trains or cars and taxis, definitely the Uber app, it's my favorite. You tell exactly where you need to go. So practically you don't need to even to speak with the driver. He already knows where you are going. He knows your name, how to pick you up. I think it's a very convenient to travel small distances.
Well, that is perfect. I'm going to be doing that for sure. Now, tell us quickly about your event coming up in Amsterdam.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I can tell you that. Yes, we're having a 2-day conference exclusively to My Heritage. We're having a blast of guest speakers that we're going to announce the program also very soon. And it's a one-time opportunity for users and not users to come to hear directly from the people, talking with the support and with the product manager, and even participate in some surveys and some minglings that we do with the personnel of My Heritage and get the latest on how to take advantage of it.
Wonderful. And that's going to be in September?
September 6th to 8th, so the weather should be great. Amsterdam is a beautiful city, and I'm pretty sure you will have some research to do over there, so plan to stay a little bit longer.
Okay, so we'll put links down below for people to be able to check that out, and also links for My Heritage and all the wonderful things they do. So Daniel, thank you for sharing your hard-earned knowledge.
After years and years of traveling, yes, I have a lot of mileage also, no worries.
Yes, and so when I go, I can say I owe it all to you that I survived and thrived on our genealogy adventure. So thank you again. And everyone, until next time, cheerio.
Safe travels.